So yeah, you guys accepted a job from Jargon, who is the owner and founder of what?
Yeah, I still don't.
Do you need dice?
I just took.
Do you want me to just get you a rando?
Yeah.
So he has a the resting place, like I said, which is Victorian Gothic inn, basically famous for its, of all things, its chili.
I don't remember that detail, but I do remember that it was Victorian and Gothic.
Yeah.
The
The name of the place is actually above the door on a coffin, which people who played with Jargon before know something special about that coffin. But
Alright.
He just wanted me to pull.
So anyway, one of the reasons that his chili is so good is that he uses dire boar meat in it. Claims that the danger adds a essential flavor. So he has a standing contract for dire boars, which you guys took up. You rented a cart from his nephew Jerry, who's a bit of a pansy. Half orc. The current joke is that he's actually quarter orc, and like it shows. And you guys went out to the knoll fields and got yourselves a dire boar. There were a lot of misses. There were a lot of awesome playing going on, and you guys came back. I believe we talked about putting Jerry out of business, like just starting up a wagon company and hiring an NPC to have slightly better wagons than him.
Just hire Jerry to.
But only by a 5% margin.
Yeah, just barely enough. Just enough to get him to overextend, right?
Just not falling apart. That's all I care about. Like, it can still be bloodstained and all that other stuff.
Yeah, but this one doesn't squeak. So, as you guys are, you went to the resting place, you turned in your bounty, everybody received monies in the form of platinums.
I think I have that written down too. Yep, I have 10 platinum written down.
Yep.
I think I put 100 GP because me and converting for some reason always goes sideways.
That's right.
I understand the burn.
So as you guys are, feeling that initial burn as money enters your possession, pocket is like I can buy so many things with this right now. You feel a tug at your pocket.
Where are we right now?
Yeah, you're in the resting place. I'm assuming that you guys, stopped for a beer or, kind of mess up. At the very least, you've just been handed your money. So yeah, you feel it tugging at your right pants pocket.
Did you get dice too? Bone dice?
Not this early.
Oh. This guy probably don't have enough money to spend there anyway.
Yeah. You did just talk about getting money. The fact that we all got money is like, it's burning a hole in our pocket.
Okay, that's not supposed to
Yeah,
be.
not supposed to be literally.
Thunk.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna be like,
You're gonna have to do better at stealing the nap. Do you want some tips?
You look down into the face of a halfling with a mohawk,
okay.
who is serenely out of place in this Victorian
Wow, that was
maid-centered bar area.
How'd you open the door?
We have our ways. Besides, I ain't stealing if you're putting something there.
I don't put anything in.
Inhale.
Bubbles!
just asked the voice he was doing, didn't know.
You guys have invisible balloons.
Now, Jacket's got a private room you're gonna want to call. When he gives you the call sign, the count assigns fish. And he turns around and walks out. You feel like there's something that wasn't there before in your pocket.
Sick.
Something about that big and just smooth.
I found it.
He gave it back to you.
Yeah, that's what he stole.
Yeah, like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
It's just a
I
fish.
could have swore I use it more often than that.
I'm guessing it's a fish.
So one of the maids comes up and says, "Did you request a private room?"
There's fish now?
He just says fish.
That's all he says until it
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm like,
Fish?
really quick, a fish?
And she's just like,
Pardon?
Well, you heard it, so sure. Yeah.
Go right this way, please. She leads you off into the corner. So if you think like,
Is there gonna be fish?
so if you guys think of like, there's a main floor and then kind of a bar area off to the right. Off to the left where you thought it was a wall because it was a hanging curtain. That looks like it's like right up against the wall just for decoration. She actually pulls it aside and there is an alcove. Kind of like what you got there, 8 feet rounded top. But it's hidden by this curtain. She ushers you all in, and there's a small room with chairs along the sides and a table in the middle. So it's kind of a planning room where people can move around and that sort of thing. If everyone was sitting down at the table, you'd still be able to move around behind them. And she says,
I'm so used to the sound, I didn't really recognize. That's more disturbing now that it's off.
So she says, the curtain has silence cast on it, so no words will come in and no words will come out. If you need something, pull the cord here.
I'm gonna be like, do the walls have silent cast?
The walls are 3 feet thick. So
Okay,
yes.
I didn't know that.
And she kind of, everyone comes in and she closes the curtain behind you, and then you get that kind of a cavern silence.
Like what just happened?
Yeah. Kind of it's like, oh shoot, there was noise before, but now there isn't.
That's a crazy ambience right there.
Well, especially being from the Victorian era, everybody's silent outside, and you go in there, it's real silent.
It's a bit Spartan. It still has kind of the touches, so all the padding on the chairs is black and kind of frilly and that sort of thing, but it's very, this is a business place.
Got it.
Your pocket vibrates.
I don't remember doing that before.
Well, nice to meet you too.
You pull out a river rock. Worn very smooth, just...
Yeah, alright. He's messing with me.
I'm trying to remember this.
Does it have flashing lights on it too? Dinner is ready.
Oh.
Order's ready. Your order's ready.
Yeah, come on in. Your baby back ribs are ready.
Or your seat is ready. That's what your table.
There you go.
Table is ready.
You already made it to your table.
I know. Your beeper's running behind. Sit down at the table, then it goes off. Flashy.
Careful. You hear a familiar voice. Alive as you, but without breath. As cold as in life, as in my death. Never athirst, though I always drink. Dressed in a mail, but never a clink. I am a...
Guys, it's a riddle.
fish.
Oh, I should have thought of that.
You hear a...
I'm supposed to say it. He said it. It's a fish. Fine, I'll relay. He's the one that got the idea. Literally, you've got mail.
Silence that.
This message will
So when you say he said fish, The voice comes back. I can only hear what you say, silly boy.
Oh.
This is a sending stone. It works so many times a day, but it's going to be a crux for the next mission if you do choose to accept it.
I accept.
Well, that was easy. I have
bored.
So I
That
apologize
was last
earlier.
episode. Boring.
Oh.
I apologize for sort of yanking you around, saying I don't have a job for you. Now I have a job for you, but you have to understand there were 3 criteria you had to meet. You just met the 3rd one. You see, the first part was you leaving the prison, and I told you not to kill the guards. You showed restraint. The second part was you. Oh gosh, what was the second part?
Are you supposed to say that out loud?
The quest for the boar?
The second part was finding out that you can, in fact, keep a secret for 24 hours, seeing as the guards have not broken into my secret little hidey hole. And the third part was the fact that you actually can kill something. So Jargon tells me you've actually done a bang-up job of discreetly killing something, not blowing it to kingdom come.
There was a crater.
Yes, well.
Just not in what we were trying to kill.
So, I have a 2-fold mission for you if you choose to accept. Like I said. Let me pull up my notes over my glasses. Hold on. Actually, you
Here I'm at.
So,
It reminded me of the door-to-door salesman that's talking about illiteracy. You heard that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness.
So, just to tell you up front, if you complete this mission, you will each get 1,000 gold, and I can let you in on my big plan. I understand you already accepted, but I assume the others may want to say it. I can also get you some equipment before you ship out, but you will have to ship out in the next hour.
Where do we go for equipment?
I'll let you know once
Well,
everyone is
have an
agreed.
hour, guys.
Don't worry, you're right next to it. It's not that terrible. Although if you have any plans, you may need to cancel them. Is everyone happy with those conditions? Oh, it will include murder.
We're just whispering at each other.
Yeah, well, he can't hear you guys anyway. Everybody said you can only hear me. Everybody says yes.
Excellent.
I only need 2,000 gold and I'm going to retire, so, it's halfway there.
The first part of the job that I have for you is that you are going to have to masquerade as a certain person's bodyguard. I say masquerade because this person, whom you will meet, and I can't tell you who they are yet, but trust me, you'll know. This person is about to take a majestic leap into the unknown, and he must die gloriously. He must die as a hero, but he cannot come back to Northport. He must be dead. And he must have died a hero in the eyes of every person who saw him die. The more public, the better. The little secret that you and I know is that you're going to facilitate this death. Now, while this is going on, you will be on your way to a place called Macquarie Harbor. It's a bit west of here. Sort of a prison colony outlaying whatever. But it's a port town, and they deal in prisoners primarily. Prisoners, slaves, indentured servitudes, whatever you call it. I have a specific individual that your real mission is to retrieve. Now, this individual must not be harmed. Is that understood?
By us?
By anyone.
What about Thing? Like if he tripped and fell and smacked his own forehead, is that bad?
Yes, quite bad. Now, this individual probably has a bit more grace than that. But at the same time...
But you should have seen this Jerry kid that we just met.
Oh, yes, I know. Look, it is imperative that this person actually get back. Now, the timing on this is very loosey-goosey. Primarily because the first person that you're going to be taking care of may prolong this mission a long time. It depends on how things play out. This is a long-term plan. It's one of many that I'm following up. But I need you to deal with the first person and bring the other back to me. Now, this second person must not be recognized. I've carefully picked the ship and the crew. They will not recognize her. If they claim to, it's not your problem. But in the port, in Northport specifically, in Macquarie Harbor, they have a name for this person. But in Northport, this person will be almost immediately recognizing. You must get them to the half pint unseen. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, Clive, Smith, and Francis are one warehouse towards, down from where you are, towards the port. You have 35 minutes to speak with them, see what they have for you, and get on the ship. The ship being the Titan's Lance. You will speak to the, imagine my air quotes, captain, who is probably masquerading as the first mate right now. You do not know him, he does not know you. He knows there's going to be a group of bodyguards for the new captain coming soon. They have their own mission. Don't pry into theirs. They won't pry into yours. Understood?
Yep.
Excellent. Keep the stone every other day at noon. Find somewhere secluded. Talk to me. Give me information. If something suddenly goes boom, maybe give me a call. It works 3 times a day. Resets at the stroke of midnight. But this whole exchange has only been 1.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, best of luck, ta-ta, cheerio, and all that. Click.
Go. We only have 30 minutes.
Everyone in the party can hear you though. They hear that guy.
Yes, yeah. It's basically a speakerphone.
Okay.
Now, as you're like tinkering with it, just in your own, you know that you can control the volume on this thing. So you could literally have a whispered conversation where you're the only one who hears it. But the setting that it was set for initially was kind of that speakerphone scenario. So, on your character sheet, you need to put down sending stone to full pint. Do you need a pencil?
Right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Everyone have a pencil?
I've got one.
Sweet.
So we're gonna go see Clive and what are the other 2?
Clive is...
Are they all in the same place?
Yes, which is unusual. Smith owns the Carbon Throne, which is the blacksmithing shop. Clive owns Clive's Chitinous Creations, which is the natural weapons and armor shop. So he deals in like chitin and natural exoskeletons, bones, that sort of thing. And Francis is the antique dealer who occasionally pulls up weird magic items randomly.
I'm walking out.
Yep, we're heading that way.
Off to the warehouse we go.
Yep. All right. No one stops you. You guys head up. How obvious are you being about this? Canter over to the warehouse.
We're walking over normally like nothing's happening.
Yeah. I'm just gonna walk.
Okay.
It's not very far.
Nonchalantly.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Exactly.
He does his own theme music. All right, you guys. trying not to say as much. So you guys go to one, you head towards the port. First warehouse you find, you guys go in. Inside you find a rather large collection of weapons, armor, and junk. With 3 very uncomfortable looking shopkeepers.
Cool. Well, we don't have that much time. What can you guys give us? Sounds great.
Well, what you there looking for? That's Clive, by the way.
Yeah, I got that. Anything that helps?
Helps with what?
Killing.
Oh, I got something for you, but he immediately reaches like right behind him, where you saw this like stick just poking out of a pile of what looks like assorted body parts, like hard body parts, and he just like toppling everything that it was just carelessly thrown on top. Pulls out a battle axe as big as this table. Like the staff goes through the center. It's you know, blades on both sides. It appears to have been carved out of a giant scale, like a single scale. Look at here! I got a big one. Woo! There you go. That's what you need right there.
I'll take it.
All right.
He's got me.
It also acts as a shield.
It's a 2-in-1. Got me sold on that.
Let me find the exact one. We go to there. We find the biggest axe we can find. You have a scale great axe.
Ooh. Come from a dragon, I assume?
Actually, it's some sort of sea creature.
Oh, interesting. A leviathan?
Maybe.
I'm just fantasizing.
So it does a 1d12 slashing damage. It is heavy and it is two-handed. What can I do for you folk?
I need a better crossbow.
You don't want to talk to the crafty one over there.
I don't think I need any armor, really. I'm more rogue.
Is there any way I can do more spells?
Francis kind of rolls his eyes. He's very, you know, the other two are kind of slouched or, you know, sitting down. He's standing like...
I kind of, yeah, I do one of these. I'm like, is there anybody that can give me more spells? And I kind of like look back.
Allow me to peruse what I've brought. He pulls a 180-degree turn, standing like stock still. Takes 3 steps, bends over, pulls out a box. What spells are you concerned with?
My normal ones, just be able to do more. I can only do 2.
What field? Sorcery, druidism, clerical. What class are you?
Warlock. I'm like, I knew exactly what you were saying, but I could not think of it at all. It's literally right there.
By the way, on the YouTube thing, I think you call him a sorcerer.
Do I? In the description?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorcerer, wizard, and warlock are all different classes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but sorcerer and wizard use the same spell list.
Oh, okay.
And warlock kind of cherry picks and has some of their own. So every spell list is a little different. It depends on
Warlock is very much a high deity. He's like, I'm giving you power. And that's how you get power.
He's like, click. Just straight up throws it over.
I love him. I just imagine like robot movements.
He then reaches into his breast pocket and pulls out a black pearl.
I know, I straight up, I want him to open it and then just like reach into his pocket and there it is. I thought he opened the lid through the lid. And I'm like, why are you reaching into your pocket? He's like, oh look, it would have been in here. Nope.
What's this behind your ear?
He's all looking.
If he had a sense of humor, that's what he'd be doing.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, here.
It'd be more of a, here you go.
It just on the screen.
Yeah. He's just perfectly nonchalant until he's like, "Ooh, I gotta show a trick," and then he's like in army.
All of a sudden he's like the magician at a 12-year-old's birthday party. Just so enamored by their own nonsense.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he is like when he's giving someone a magic item, his black hole is sort of kicks in, and he's like, yeah.
So, utilizing this pearl, you gain one more spell slot.
Yeah, it's all gonna.
Alright, so you want a crossbow.
Yes.
What kind of crossbow? And he like pulls on a rope, and you see a ballista come uncovered from behind him. Just like that technically counts as a crossbow.
Probably more
Think you can carry that?
something light, but it's.
It's gonna be.
I want to say light,
You want something small but big, light but heavy.
lightweight, heavy.
Hitting. Lightweight,
Like-
heavy hitting.
Yeah, heavy hitting or it's got
Alright. So you
like
got
a heavy
couple-
like a heavy crossbow that's lightweight.
Yeah, so you're going through the crossbow conundrum. You want something like a hand crossbow, but you want it to hit like a heavy crossbow.
Correct.
Alright. You have a couple options. See,
Compound
force
light crossbow.
force being mass times acceleration, you have two options. You can either make a faster crossbow or you can throw something a lot heavier. So that ammunition can actually change your little lookout. However, you will suffer in the range department.
We're going on a ship.
So I don't need a ton of range.
No, you probably need more range because you have to shoot across ships.
Depends on if you're killing people on the boat or off the boat. Gotta get both.
What's the range on a light crossbow or like your normal hand crossbow? Because I have a hand crossbow.
Yeah, you tell me. What's the range on your hand crossbow?
I need actually it doesn't say.
Hand crossbow has a range of 30 and 120. So close range is 30 feet, maximum range is 120, but that's with disadvantage.
And then you've got was it light and then heavy?
Yes.
What's light?
Light is the regular. Yeah, like 80 320
For a light?
for a light crossbow,
Okay.
and that's a D8.
Okay. And then what about a heavy?
Heavy crossbow is a D10, range of 100/400. Now, what he's talking about would half that, but it would give you a +1 to damage, which is guaranteed +1.
So I get 50.
If you used a heavy crossbow, yes. Hand crossbow would bring it down to 15. There's not a whole lot you can do with crossbows.
Right. But basically, so it'd be a lightweight heavy crossbow. Gives me more damage, but changes and affects the range.
Correct.
Is what it would do.
The alternative is we up the tensile strength on your bow.
So it gives me range, but changes the.
Yeah, it makes it hit harder, but it makes your bow a little more fragile, if you know what I mean.
Right.
If something's gonna break, that bowstring's gonna be the first thing to go. And if the bow's not built for it, it may eventually destroy
wear out
the
more.
bow.
I think 50 is still going to be plenty. That's more than what I have.
So you want a heavy crossbow with the heavy bolts?
Yeah, because I'd rather hit harder than I'd rather do more damage as long as I can hit.
Heavy crossbow, about that long, it's about that wide with the bow, and has a hand crank because it's a beast to reload.
Right.
Yeah. And
So that would be a D10 plus 1, and then the other one would be just a D8 plus So
The
just
other one?
the light crossbow.
The D8 +1 as well if you're doing the heavier
And
ammunition.
that one has 80 and 3 something.
Mhm.
So we better just do that one.
Light.
Yeah, light crossbow, better range. It's not just, it's gonna hit 2 less,
And it's not heavy,
and it's not heavy.
Yeah.
which I believe you cannot
Actually, I don't
sneak
think
it. You can't sneak attack with a heavy weapon.
right. I will do the best light crossbow that you can get me.
Haven't heard that one before. Alright. He digs through his pile of assorted weaponry and pulls out a wonderfully crafted oaken light crossbow. And you notice it has some sort of wheel setup on the outside. It's a little project I'm working on. The pulleys make it a little more powerful, but right now it's temperamental, so I'm setting it at stock. But what it does do is it decreases the profile of the thing. It's not it's not doing this number, it's doing this number, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So the arms of the crossbow actually bend back to make a much more narrow profile than the heavy crossbow had basically a short bow laying flat across the platform.
Compound crossbow.
It works.
Is
Is
it
it dead?
+3? No, it's still flashing red, so it's recording.
Okay?
The screen just turns off to
Save
battery.
Is it so? Is it D8 +3, which is my dex for damage?
Yes.
Okay.
+1.
So D8 +4.
Anybody else wanted the pencil pizza?
I already had 3. I'm good.
That
Obviously-
set me over.
Yeah. That's that's actually why they serve it. Okay, so that it fills you up.
No, like
It was
it's,
80, 320? Is
Um,
that what it was?
Yes.
yeah, 8320 loading, two-handed, 1d8. Yep.
Okay.
And 5 pounds if you cared. It's actually pretty light.
Made out of clean fiber.
An attack on that is not based on. It's like my hand crossbow is +5. Would it be the same on that one for the attack bonus? Is that what they call it?
Is that where are you getting the anything special on the hand crossbow?
I don't think so.
For your
That's like my short sword, my dagger. All of them are all +5s. So I don't.
Oh, it's because your proficiency bonus gets added to it.
Oh, so it's dex plus proficiency.
That's to hit, yes. Proficiency does not get added to damage.
Right.
Okay, there we go. Alright. So having been helped by these guys, you scurry off to the docks.
Does that still use the same bolts that my hand crossbow does?
No.
Okay.
And the ones that he's given you, because you wanted the heavy ones, right?
I wanted, well, whatever one to work with that.
He's given you 1 10 arrow quiver of the heavy stuff, 1 10 arrow quiver of the normal stuff.
What's the difference? Is there any difference between those two as far as damage or hit?
Those two.
Yeah, between the normal bolts and the heavy bolts.
Heavy bolts give you a +1, but half the range.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys head towards the Titan's Lance, I take it?
Yeah.
Alright. Any other deals with you guys?
Do you have a chance to have
Yeah, I was literally just gonna try and figure out how to get not get hit as easy, but
I don't need armor because I'm a barbarian, so do you by chance have throwing items?
Smith and Clive both light up. No way! Well, shoot, son, what kind of throwing objects you want? Arguably, killing things? Oh, man. I got this killing thing, he holds up a throwing axe. I got this killing thing, he holds up a throwing hammer. And I got so many of these. And he just fans out like 4 daggers. They appear to be carved out of like ant armor. So like red and black. The big ones are like heads of ants on sticks. Smith, on the other hand, is going, yeah, right, if you want something lightweight and organic. Well, you want some steel, don't you? And he basically has the same array, just in different designs of steel and such.
Do you have bombs?
My Jimothy's working on that sort of thing, but we're not in the bomb business as of yet.
Wait, the steel, the guy with the steel, throwing daggers. I mean, I have.
Smith, yeah, we have throwing daggers, throwing hammers, throwing axes.
So the guy with the ant stuff, like the red one,
Five.
would that do poison damage or something?
No,
No.
it's
okay,
just made out
It's
of.
purely exoskeleton. There's nothing else. Okay. I'm good then.
Don't tell anybody, but the head's filled with lead. It makes it heavy. Gotta balance it right. But you can do this. And he like taps a little button on the base of the stick, and there's a red head and a black head of these ants, and the black head goes, its little jaws open up, and he goes, "Hey, what's black and white and red all over? Me!"
Nice.
And there's a little ventriloquism back. Smith is just like, "You promised me you weren't gonna do that."
Your knife do that, Smith?
My knives don't need to do that. I don't need a gimmick. I make
They're
them
shiny
work.
enough that you can look into that like a mirror and do it.
Alright, let's go. We've dallied. Let's not dilly dally. Let's move on.
All right. So you guys go towards the port. You find the Titan's Lance. It is a cargo ship, kind of a medium size, not very small, not very huge. It seems to be taking on a cargo, and the sails are like being dropped as you guys approach.